Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. With 400 hours of volunteer cleanup in the last 20 days from damage accrued from two major storms, the Big Morongo Canyon Preserve in Morongo Valley will reopen this Friday, September 15th, with limited trail access. Assignment reporter Gabriel Hart spoke to Kevin Wong, the preserve's executive director, on what this means for visitors enthused to get back on those trails.
After evaluation visits from the Bureau of Land Management and San Bernardino County of Regional Parks, these partners of the Big Morongo Preserve stated that they would take the lead to repair the rest of the damage, specifically the wreckage of the boardwalk that traverses the preserve. The preserve has been told to close sections of the boardwalk, rendering 3 trails no longer able to complete their usual loops. With the Marsh Trail, the Yucca Ridge Trail, and the Mesquite Trail accessible, they will be compromised as an out-and-back path until further notice. In the meantime, new maps have been printed and will be available at the preserve's kiosk upon reopening. While the preserve isn't back to 100%, Wong mentioned the preserve is greener than ever due to the heavy rains, and encourages visitors to bask in its verdant glory as repairs continue. Starting Friday, the preserve will be open daily at 7 a.m. to sunset. In the meantime, the preserve is still accepting donations for their cleanup efforts. To donate, please visit the story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is assignment reporter Gabriel Hart.
Tonight's 29 Palms City Council meeting includes 3 public hearings and several discussion items, but whether the controversial Tourism Business Improvement District will survive the evening is anyone's guess. Reporter Heather Clisby has the full agenda.
The 29 Palms City Council gathers this evening to host several public hearings and discussion items. The first hearing concerns the Transportation Impact Fee Study, which relates to changes in development impact fees. Adjustments are proposed to make the fee more equitable for all new projects. The next hearing concerns the city's intent to levy a 1.5% fee that would continue to fund the controversial Tourism Business Improvement District, the TBID. City Manager Frank Lucchino contacted the nearly 500 owners and operators affected by the outcome to inform them of the hearing. Should more than half the operators protest the new fee, the TBID would likely be disbanded. Next, the council will review the city's conflict of interest code and likely recommend minor revisions and eliminate or clarify certain designated positions. The council will discuss sponsoring the creation of the Morongo Valley Arch Navigation Center at 6594 Adobe Road for $32,000. This center would provide respite during extreme heat and cold, nutritional food programs, eviction prevention, and housing assistance. Finally, the council will consider an agreement to negotiate with Coachella Valley Housing Coalition to establish a self-help construction program in the city. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Heather Clisby.
The Yucca Valley Planning Commission has canceled the meetings of September 12th and September 26th since they will not have a quorum available. They'll have a special meeting on September 19th at 6 p.m. at the Yucca Valley Community Center. The Morongo Unified School District Board of Trustees will hold their first regular meeting of the 2023-24 school year at 6 p.m. tonight at Joshua Tree Elementary's multipurpose room. Gabriel Hart rejoins us with tonight's meeting agenda.
While the meeting's open session will begin at 6 p.m., an open study session will be offered starting at 5 p.m., where Jason List of ISOM Advisors will present on school district bonds, followed by 2022-23 unaudited actuals workshop. For open session, there will be a course outline on 7th and 8th grade media arts, where students will use foundational art skills to learn basics and access the tools of the digital art world while completing design projects that explore current industry applications. For business items, the Board of Education will authorize the district to file a notice of completion for request for quote of asphalt patching, sealing and stripping, and carpet and flooring at various district sites for 2023-24 school year. Yucca Valley High School ASB and Onaga Elementary will seek consent from the board for various fundraising efforts. For action items, the board is requested to approve the 2022-23 unaudited actuals for all funds, as well as adopt Resolution 2401, district appropriation limits for 2022-23 and 2023-2024, based on the GAN limits, which is increased for both inflation and population. Reporting for Z107.7, this is assignment reporter Gabriel Hart.
At tonight's 6 p.m. meeting of the Bighorn Desert View Water Agency's directors, the board will review the agency's code of conduct. Reporter Mike Lipsitz tells us what else is on the agenda for the water agency that serves Flamingo Heights and Landers.
Tonight, directors are expected to authorize bad debt write-off for fiscal 2023-24 of just $1,500, which is all that remains after the rest was collected through property tax liens. In other business, the board will consider a resolution establishing the agency's banking policy and an agreement for as-needed engineering services. The public may attend in person at the agency's board meeting office under the old water tower on Cherokee Trail in Landers. Remote participation is also an option. See this story at Z107.7fm.com for a link to the complete agenda and instructions on attending via Zoom or telephone. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Mike Lipsitz.
The 9th Annual Disabled American Veterans Air Rifle Competition is set for Saturday, September 30th at the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center. It's open to any veteran and their family members. Children younger than 18 must be with an adult. The competition will start at 7:30 a.m. on the 30th, and it's being organized by the Disabled American Veterans Morongo Basin Chapter Number 60. The Disabled American Veterans also provide claims filing assistance locally. Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Lucky Park Activity Center, you can receive free assistance in navigating the benefits paperwork. The services are free, walk-in only, and a Disabled American Veterans membership is not required. They also have services available at Copper Mountain College and the 29 Palms Fraternal Order of Eagles. You can find contact information for the air rifle competition as well as a schedule for their benefits claims assistance at this story at Z107.7fm.com. The Western Joshua Tree Conservation Act, or WJTCA, was passed in July to conserve western Joshua trees and their habitat. County and city concern has been for the health and continuation of the trees and the extreme costs of cutting back or removing hazardous trees and still allowing take permits for single-family and multifamily residences. Reporter Hillary Sloan has been looking into the new agreements that the California Fish and Wildlife is establishing and will fill you in on the current status.
The WJTCA allows California Fish and Wildlife to enter into agreements with cities and counties to authorize hazard management permits and take permits of hazardous western Joshua trees, provided the permittee meets certain conditions. The CDFW has set up a website for information and a map to show designated areas in San Bernardino County that are now in agreement with the CDFW and will be able to receive mitigated fees for permits. The hazard management permit relates to fallen trees 30 feet from a structure or a tree that threatens public health or safety. To obtain this permit, a property owner or agent of the property owner must complete a free application with the CDFW. Once the new agreements are signed, cities or counties will receive discounted mitigation fees. The current fee structure is on the CDFW website. Yucca Valley and 29 Palms have not yet entered into the agreement. Yucca Valley Deputy Manager Shane Stickle said he anticipated that State Fish and Wildlife will send draft agreements in the near future. All permitting authority currently rests with the State Fish and Wildlife Department. For more information, see this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Hillary Sloan.
And that's your local news. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.